Unmute. Hi everybody, this is Whitney Magnuson and I am live with Unity Stamp Company featuring our new Stamp and Stencil duo. These have been so popular in the past and we have so much fun with them. We had to come out with another one in honor of our 14th birthday. So this is what you get with the duo. It is this stamp set, De Fleur Daisy. It is just a huge daisy bouquet. I'm going to show you what the sizing is because it's insane. We're crazy. Okay, so there it is. It's bigger than an A2. It is absolutely gorgeous. Just simply colored as well, but I'm going to show you today how you can use the layering stencils with it. This is only sold as a bundle right now, so you can't get the stamps or the stencils separately. It's only a bundle and it's limited quantities. So this is the stamp, and then you get 5 6x6 stencils, and they're all they are all like labeled for you. So down here it'll tell you Daisy 4, so this is step 4, so you get 5 of them, and they're all just different parts of the floral, and you can ink blend or you can add other mediums too if you want, your glitters or whatever you want to do to create just beautifully colored up florals like so. Like I did these in just a couple of minutes. It's so much fun to do these and I think you guys are gonna love them. So I thought we would do one with the stamp and one just with the stencil so you guys can see how it looks both ways because it can be used separately as well. So let's start with like a traditional way. I'm going to show you just how to do something like this. So for this example, I just cut 2 A2 card bases here. So we're going to start with my white one. And Angela's sharing links in the comments, and so if you want to get your hands on this duo, go ahead and do that because there is only limited quantities of this. We'll get it back, but it'll just take some time because we don't manufacture stencils. We order those. Alright, so I'm just going to clean off my stamp because I just used it a couple minutes ago. Sorry for being late, you guys. We had some storm damage well, at Unity and our house, and the guy just arrived a little bit early, and so we had to take care of that. Alright, so we're going to start by stamping out our stamp. So I'm going to be using black ink. You could use whatever color you want. Gray would be really pretty too for kind of a softer look, but I really want you guys to see the contrast, so we're going to do black. And so I'm using my Ink on 3 ink. And we're just going to stamp this down. I'm excited to watercolor this one too. It'll be pretty. And there are some videos on our YouTube that are going to be uploaded throughout the week to show you some different ways and different color combos with this as well, just to inspire you. So stay tuned for those. All right, I'm going to do one more time just because I can. All right. Hope you guys are all having a great Wednesday. It's like that midweek kind of slump right now, it feels like. All right, so we have our stamp all stamped out. I like to do mine like this. I don't know why, but I think it's just because this is how I always do the stencil with the daisies like this. So that's the way I'm going to do it. Alright, so I'm just going to take a little bit of tape to hold my paper in place. And then we're going to start with stencil number 1. So stencil number 1, you can have it the way to make sure you don't have it backwards or, you know, whatever, and to keep the steps in mind. So it's easiest to kind of pick a point and line everything up to that. And so for me, I'm just lining everything up to this daisy. That's easiest for me. So just pick a point, line it up, because there's a lot of detail happening and you're gonna get a little bit overwhelmed if you like just sit and like try to line it all up and you're looking everywhere. Just trust. All right. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of pixie tape to hold my stencil in place where I want it, and we're going to start with some Gina K ink. So I'm going to do Dusty Rose for my first color here. So we're gonna grab that, my little pink ink blending tool. I just have a little sheet of paper off to the side to kind of clean off whatever color I used last. Oh, thank you so much for your order, Karen. She said that she just placed her order this morning. That is so awesome. We are getting orders out as fast as we can. We were out of commission for one day because of a storm, but we are back on track, so you can order with confidence. All right, so this is Dusty Rose, and we are going to just ink blend our pretty daisies. We do have these inks in cubes. I prefer the cubes, but I didn't want to take it from our stock because I want them to be for you guys. So I'm going to use my big one. All right, so it's such a pretty pink color. I love that. So there is step one, like boom. Honestly, that would be a really pretty just spotlight card too. All right, so step one is done. Now we're going to move on to step two. And it is these. And again, I like to just line everything up to this daisy over here. That's just what is easiest for me. All right, so when we like the placement, we can just take our pixie tape again, press that down in place, and now we're gonna do a little bit of a darker pink. So my favorite dark pink is Passionate Pink. This, unfortunately, is out of stock, even at Gina K. I don't know if she's having trouble getting this certain pigment or what it is, but if you have a dark pink and you wanna do this color combo, any dark pink will work. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and ink blend over the top with our dark pink. Yeah, it does line up really quickly. Like I said, you just pick a point and it's gonna make your life a lot easier, because once you get that point all, good to go, it's just tiny shifting to get it perfect. All right, so there's that. I love it. So, so pretty. All right, so now we're gonna go to step three. And it's going to be our leaves. Here we go. So as you can see, we wanted to just have like the least amount of stencils as possible, and so we've combined certain elements to one stencil, like this one. So your centers are on this one, and so are your leaves. And so an easy way, like I go kind of crazy with my ink blenders, so I'm just going to take a little bit of Post-it tape. This is actually in this month's card kit. So if you're wondering, what the heck do I do with Post-it tape? This is it. I'm just gonna like cover up some of these center parts so I can just go crazy with my greens and not have to be careful. All right, so we're gonna go in with our lightest green, which for me, I love grass green. It is just a really pretty green color. All right. So we're just going to ink this up, and then we're going to ink blend those leaves. So I'm going to focus on this corner first, just getting these all blended out until I'm happy. Another great thing about this Post-it tape too is it does help to keep your project in place a little bit. So I really wouldn't even need that pixie tape, because it is holding it down good for me. All right, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm just gonna take these off and I'm gonna put them over the leaf parts so we can go crazy with our centers. If you are a very neat crafter, you definitely don't need to do this part, but I'm not, so I'm gonna do it. All right, so now we're gonna go in with a really pretty yellow color. We actually just got this yellow in stock. It's Wild Dandelion, and it's like the perfect yellow for like the center cone. I love it. It's so bright and vibrant. So Wild Dandelion in those centers.
Sorry, I'm not reading any comments. They're not showing up on my end here.
Oh, that's okay. Let's see what I have. Yeah, Angie, this is super duper easy to do. I love no coloring cards because sometimes I want to craft, but I'm just not in the mood for coloring. or I'm like in a rut. I feel like whenever I'm in a rut, I like to go back to like my tried and true stuff like this, and then it kind of sparks creativity and gives me different ideas. All right, so we're just gonna save our Post-it tape for if we want to cover up any other parts. So look at how beautiful this is looking, you guys. I love this so much. All right, we are on step 4. Again, all of the steps are right down here. And we're just gonna line this up. So we like it, and that looks great for me. So again, I'm kind of a messy crafter, so I'm just going to cover up the parts I do not want green for my purposes here. All right, so I'm gonna go in with that same green my dark green. So I'm gonna do fresh asparagus on these lines, kind of adding a little bit more detail. This is adding like that just nice depth. All right. And then we're gonna do these little like leafies. Okay. Green as well. I'm just gonna put this one down here just because of the orientation I have it stamped. All right, let's do our centers while we're at it. So I have a little bit of a darker yellow, and this is Prickly Pear.
Angie Blom, the designer of this one, says this would be fun for kids to create cards.
Yes, Angie made this totally come to life. We had a conversation. I'm like, we need more layering stencils and stamps. I absolutely love it. And she came up with this one. My light green was grass green, and my dark green is fresh asparagus. So grass green and fresh asparagus. We also have a new green in stock, and it is Lucky Clover. That's a little bit brighter. So if you like brighter hues, Lucky Clover. All right, so we're just gonna go in with our Prickly Pear.
Gigi, it is easy. I've never really done this in my life, and I got it perfect the first time, so go for it.
Yes. All right. So now we're going to just go ahead and do those little florals here. I'm just covering up my green. All right. So my florals, I want to do a kind of turquoisey color, I think. So we're going to grab my lighter turquoise. This is going to be Tranquil Teal. And we're going to do our whole florals here. Our little ones, I mean. The babies. And we're just going to ink blend that up. Until we're happy with it. Perfect. All right, we're removing this stuff. So now we're going to see the magic here. Like, seriously, that's gorgeous. We have one more step to do. So the last one is step 5, and this is adding even more depth and color to our design here. So we're gonna go in, and you can add like a dark green that kind of goes down the middle of those florals if you want, and then this yellow. Yeah. All right. So for me, I want to add, first off, like a darker part on the middle of those cute florals. So I'm going to grab my, oh, you know what I did? I grabbed the wrong one. I'm going to grab my Blue Lagoon, and we're going to ink blend just the little centers. Right? And the great thing about this stencil too, like if you want it to be a little off center or whatever, you can shift it exactly how you want it for each little element. It can be however you want. All right. So then these two, you can add like a darker yellow. Let's see if I have one. Let's do marigold. This is a pink fresh ink, so I don't have it in the shop, unfortunately, but I just think it would be a really pretty color for the centers. So Heck yeah. It is, it is, it is. It is like perfect. It's like the perfect orangey. That's really pretty. All right, so now let's do our green. I need a darker green. So let's see. I'm gonna grab my olive green for our leafy parts. So I really like to kind of do my own creative thing with these leaves. So you'll see me shift around the stencil for each little part of the leaves because I want them to be a certain way. And again, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want, whatever your heart desires, but for me, this is just how I wanted it. So we're going to do this one up here. I'm going to go a little bit over that with the olive. And now let's do this one. See, it all turns out so pretty. So I think that this is like a total winner. Like, look at those vibrant colors. Like, we just made a no coloring card in like, what, 2 minutes? So one of the things I've been just so excited about is my new paper trimmer. This is the Holtz Deco paper trimmer. And I'm just going to toss this right on a card base. So I want to add a little bit of interest to the edges. So I'm going to use my Deco paper cutter, and look at that, how cool that is. It's just like the perfect little distressed edge. You don't need a die or anything. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just cutting about just a hair off of each side. Measure with your heart. All right. So let's see, this is gonna look so great, you guys. Let's just pop that up so we can see what it would look like.
I could see those scraps being used too.
For sure, yeah. All right, where is my foam tape? Oh, it's right here. Right in front of my face, you guys. Yeah, so we have that cutter in stock in our shop. So if you want to get your hands on this cutter, we only got 20 of them just to see if you guys would love it as much as me. But they are in our shop, and they're so much fun. I know I'm going to be obsessed with this for a while, so sorry, you're going to see it in a lot of videos. All right, let's go ahead and pop up. Yeah, this cutter I think is new, Gigi. I just saw it on, and I had to have it. And I was like, we need to get it for our shop because you guys need to have it. I will always be your crafty enabler. When I find cool stuff, we'll bring it into the shop so you guys can have it too. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this up on a white card base, just kind of a clean and simple look. And then if Nick wants to kind of zoom in to show that edging, like our final look here, I think that would be great. Can you zoom in? Okay, cool. So Nick's gonna zoom in so you can see that really pretty fun deco edging with that paper trimmer. And most importantly, our beautiful coloring with just layering stencils and this new stamp. So this is a Stampin' Stencil bundle. The Stampin' Stencil are sold together as a bundle only, and it is absolutely gorgeous. You can also use this without the stamp, so just the layering stencil. So I'm going to show you how we would do that on some craft with some oxides, because it is just a little bit more of like an abstract look. And I love the look. I think it's really pretty with or without. So here's option 1. Let's go ahead and do option 2 with some craft. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead. We're gonna do the same process, except we're not going to stamp the stamp. We're going to just hold our thing in place there. And I'm using pretty similar colors, so I'm not gonna like clean off my stencils. All right, so I'm just gonna go like kind of just go fly by the seat of my pants with this. So we're gonna start with the florals because it's gonna be easier for me to line everything up with something bold like the florals. And this is step 1, so it makes sense to do that. So we're gonna start with Picked Raspberry. This is a Distress Oxide color. I love it. It's very, very pretty. We do not have Distress Oxides in the shop, but if you have oxides or any pigment inks, this would, you know, kind of be the same effect. All right, so we're gonna ink blend our pretty florals in this Picked Raspberry.
That kind of ink has to be my favorite, like color-wise, and just
Yeah, it's
that
very
distress,
creamy and
or that what is distress ink?
it's a Distress Oxide. All right, so there's step 1. Now let's go in. Let's do the other little chunk of our florals. I guess this is actually step 3, but I'm going rogue, I guess. You know what? For your sake, I'll do it right. I'll do it correctly. So we're going to do step 2 now. We're just lining this up with our florals, getting it how we want it. Perfect. I like it right there. So now we're going to go in with our greens. So my first green color, I think we'll do, what is darker here? We'll do Bundled Sage. This is my lighter green. And I'm grabbing my green. Where did you go? My green ink blending tool. Sorry, my dog thinks he is so tough. I don't know, I lost my green ink blending tool. Do you see it? Help!
We're using that one. That one looks kind of green.
Oh, I can use this one. All right. We're gonna go in, we're gonna do Bundled Sage on our leaves. This is such a pretty green color.
The oxides are amazing.
Yep, they're very opaque.
Oh.
So it doesn't take a lot to get full coverage of these. All right, so now we're gonna go in, we're gonna do our centers in our light green. So for me, that's Scattered Straw. And like I said too, if you get to a point in the ink blending where you're like, I kind of just like how it is, I don't want to add more detail, you certainly don't have to do all the steps. It's just whatever you're feeling. All right, let's pull this off.
Oh.
Gorgeous. I love it. All right, let's do our step 3. And this adds some detail to our florals. Our step 3 does. I thought it would be kind of fun to do some white pigment ink. I don't have, or I don't know if Tim Holtz makes a white in the Distress Oxide yet, but I have a white pigment ink that I love. This is the Gina K Designs, just white pigment. All right. It's brand new. I'm opening a brand new one. All right. Just gonna use this one. Hopefully I don't ruin things.
Use that on white.
So I'm just gonna kind of do it with a light hand, white. If you wanted a brighter hue, you can certainly just do it multiple times, but I want mine to be a little bit lighter. So there's that. I think that's really, really pretty. All right, now we're gonna go in with step 4. And line this up. It's a little bit harder without the stamp, but honestly, not that bad. That seems pretty good to me. Oopsies, of course I shifted. All right, so this is seeming pretty good to me, especially for the centers. Right now, I'm just gonna kind of focus on one area at a time. If I don't like the placement for a certain area, I'm just gonna shift the stencil before I go in. So my next darker one for the center here is Fossilized Amber. All right, I want to do these little buddies down here next. So I'm going to go in with some Broken China. And I'm going to grab some Post-it tape actually, because it's really close to my green and I don't want to mess that up. There we go. Better safe than sorry. All right, so we'll do our cute little flowers. right, I'm liking the placement of the other flower right now, so let's just do that one while we're at it. All right. So now we can go ahead and do our green parts. So my next dark greener color is peeled paint. And we lost that blender somewhere along the way. So we'll just use this one. Add that little shadowing. I'm going to shift this one just a little bit. I have a little bit of pink showing and I don't really like it. All right. All right, and we're going to leave that, but we're going to pull up this one because we have little leafies under here. Oopsies. All right. Coming together, you guys. It is very, very pretty. So now we just have one last one to do if we wanted to. We certainly don't have to do that one to add more detail, but it's there, so let's do it. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and position this kind of where I'm feeling like it goes. See what's happening right now? I'm not paying attention to my point. I'm not taking my own advice. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do this green first. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of the peeled paint on the one side. All right, let's go ahead and do this leaf while we're at it. And then I want to do this one too. Perfect. I'm loving it. And now we can add like cute little centers to our florals just to give it a little bit more shape since we didn't use the stamp. So I'm going to go in with Mermaid Lagoon. And we're just going to position that where we want the center part to be. Perfect. And we'll do the same with these two over here. And that is the finished look for this one. So I think it's really, really pretty with or without that stamp. Two different looks. This is what it looks like in that same color combo, but with the stamp. I did that first just to show you guys the difference. But I think it is really pretty. It's so much fun. Like, I have to like force myself to stop making cards with this set. You guys will catch me on live every day, and I'll just be using this over and over. And then here is the white combo we did just with pigment inks. So lots of possibilities with this bundle. So again, with the bundle, you are going to get the stamp, the Fleur Daisy, and then mine are very dirty because we just used them, we just had fun, but 5 6x6 layering stencils. And you can get a bunch of different looks with this. It is a huge stamp, huge, you know, thing that you can do a bunch of different ways. I'm just so excited. So many possibilities with this, spotlight cards and backgrounds and things like that. So I can't wait to see how you guys create with it too. And of course I used my new Deco Edge trimmer as well, and on this too. So if you're loving that, run and add it to your cart because we only got 20. So yeah, I guess that's all I really had to say today, but I just wanted to pop on and show you guys this bundle in action because it is just so much fun to see how it's done and whatnot. So we have 50% off, over 50% off site-wide still happening. We're actually celebrating my birthday along with Unity's 14th anniversary. And so 50% off site-wide on stamps that excludes memberships and 10% off supplies. We just got dies for all of our past Winnie the Pooh sets. So these are available as well. A bunch of new arrivals alongside this bundle. Just lots of fun happening over on the website right now, and I hope that you guys go check it out. All right, I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye.